The next story in the book The Wonder of Christmas by Melody Carlson is The Words of Life. Jesus didn't remain a young boy. He grew up and became a man. And when the time was right, he was baptized by his cousin John, and his preaching and teaching and healing began. From then on, Jesus began to teach people about God. He used every opportunity to remind his listener about God's kingdom, as if not wishing to waste a single moment. Do you think Jesus knew his time on earth was limited? You see, as an adult, he had about 3 years to show the world his Father's love. That wasn't a whole lot of time. Many pastors will spend their entire lives trying to teach others about God. Jesus had a lot to do in a very short while. First of all, Jesus gathered a special group of men called disciples. He knew if he taught them well, they would continue to teach even after he was gone. He spent most of his time with these close friends. He told them many meaningful stories and explained many things about God that were hard to understand. These men also watched as Jesus taught huge crowds and performed many, many miracles, like the time he fed thousands with just a few pieces of bread and a few fish, or the time he walked right on top of the sea, or the many times he made blind people see or crippled people walk. Jesus' disciples didn't know that Jesus would only be with them a short while. As he taught his disciples, Jesus gave two commands. He said to love God with everything within us and to love our neighbors as ourselves. It sounds simple, but it's not always easy, and Jesus knew we'd need his help to obey his commands. He also used many different names to describe himself. He called himself the bread of life, the good shepherd, the light of the world, the vine, the door, and many, many more names. And some of these many names have been used before. Remember how the old prophets foretold of the coming Messiah? So it was vital that Jesus became all these things in order to fulfill those predictions. But Jesus had another reason for using these names. These names are like word pictures that we can see in our minds and easily recall. They help us to remember who Jesus is and what he is like. Think about it. When you hear that Jesus is the Good Shepherd, what do you see? Do you imagine a loving shepherd caring for his little lamb? Do you realize that that little lamb is you? These word pictures are precious gifts for us. We can turn to different ones in times of different needs. If you could change your name, what would you change it to, and why? What is your favorite name for Jesus? Remember these names that God gave you, because this is his next Christmas gift to you. So use them often, so that you can visualize the power and the ability that God has in your life. Have a very, very blessed holiday.